everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is me Muhammad Asnan and welcome back to another video. So in our today's video, we are going to discuss about prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And this is the episode 1 of my biology series, and this series consists of the base videos, base topics you need to know about biology. So don't forget to follow out this series throughout. So let's start about what are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So firstly, introduction. So all the organisms we see around us, they are classified into two main categories. And those categories are eukaryotes versus prokaryotes. So organisms are classified as eukaryotes or prokaryotes, but the main thing we need to remember are that both of these classifications are living organisms because they do fulfill the characteristics of a living organism. So don't think that one of them is not a living organism. So now let's start about their definitions and what actually they are. So firstly, eukaryotes. So the word eukaryote is a Latin word, and from it the part eu means true and karyote means nucleus. So if we combine them together, it becomes a true nucleus. So from the name itself, we can understand that eukaryotic organisms are organisms that have a true nucleus. They have a proper nucleus, and a proper nucleus means that all their contents means RNA, DNA, they are all wrapped up in the nucleus. So they have a proper organized nucleus. If we talk about the examples of eukaryotic organisms, then we have plants, animals, protists, and fungi. Now let's move on to prokaryotes. So prokaryotes are organisms that do not have a true nucleus. Their contents, RNA, DNA, they float in the cytoplasm. They are not wrapped up in the nucleus as in eukaryotes. Then example of prokaryotes, the very general example is bacteria. Now let's compare the general differences between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So number 1, eukaryotic organisms have a proper organized nucleus, as I told you, and prokaryotic organisms do not have a true nucleus. Number 2, eukaryotic organisms have membrane-bound organelles. So firstly, they do have organelles, and then those organelles are membrane-bound, meaning they have a proper membrane. If you want to know what is an organelle, so organelles are structures that make up a cell, example mitochondria, chloroplast, etc. So eukaryotes have organelles, membrane-bound organelles, whereas prokaryotes don't have any organelles. Number 3, eukaryotes can be multicellular or unicellular. So some eukaryotes are multicellular, others are unicellular. Whereas prokaryotes are always unicellular, means they are single-celled always. Number 4, eukaryotes reproduce by complex processes, and those processes are mitosis or meiosis, whereas prokaryotes don't need any complex process and they reproduce simply by a process known as binary diffusion. Now let's talk about the structural differences in the cell of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So as you can see that the eukaryotic cell has many organelles as compared to prokaryotic cell, and then the eukaryotic cell has a nucleus, whereas in the prokaryotic cell you can't see any nucleus, rather than it has a nucleoid in which it contains the genetic material. Then plasma membrane or cell membrane is common in both of them, and in prokaryotic cell you can see hair-like structures, pili and flagellum. These structures help the cell to fly or move. Now let's move on to another very important topic, and that topic is level of organization in organisms. Now this organization is not based on prokaryote or eukaryote organisms, but rather it is based on whether the organism is unicellular or multicellular. So firstly, unicellular organization. So this is a complex organization, and it starts with the smallest structure, atom. Then many atoms combine to form molecules or compounds. Then those compounds form together to form organelles. As I told you, organelles are structures that make up a cell, so those structures combine together to make a complete cell. Now in unicellular organisms, this organization stops at a cell because they are unicellular, means they have a single cell, so it stops at the cell. Now if we talk about multicellular organisms, then we have cell, then cell tissue, then organ systems, and then a complete organism. Now This is the basic organization. However, the complex organization can also be added before it because it all starts from a single atom. Now let's discuss in detail a cell. It is made up of many organelles, means cell structures, and cell is a basic structure and functional block of life. Then tissues. Tissues are made from a group of similar cells. If we talk about examples, then in animals, muscle tissues, and in plants, xylem tissues. These tissues help to absorb nutrients in the root system. Then organs are made from different tissues. In animals, an example of organ is heart, and in a plant, example of organ is a leaf. Now, if we talk about systems are basically made from a group of similar functional organs, and they work together to do a specific task. So the organ systems are made from organs, but the organs have similar functions so that they can do a specific task in your body. Example: digestive system, circulatory system, and respiratory system. So all of these systems have organs, multiple organs, and they have similar functions. So this was all about episode 1 of biology series, and in our today's video we discussed about prokaryotic versus eukaryotic organisms, general differences between them, and then the important topic, level of organization in organisms. I hope so that you find this video factual and interesting. If you want the episode number 2 of biology series, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe my channel so that you can get further videos, and also share this video with your family and friends. Thanks for watching.